Imagine this. You leave your job because your workplace is toxic. Later, you find out quitting hurt your rights. Stay here to learn why quitting can hurt your case and why companies want you to resign, not be fired. Here's what we'll talk about. Should you quit if you're being treated unfairly at work? What steps you can take to protect yourself if you decide to stay, and why letting your boss fire you can be a better option than quitting. Please note this video is not meant to give you legal advice. If you think you're dealing with discrimination, you should talk to a lawyer. They can help you figure out what steps you need to take and what you should or shouldn't do in your situation. Now think about this. You're stuck in a bad work environment, but instead of quitting, you start keeping records, reporting problems, and talking to a lawyer. After some time, your employer offers you money to settle your legal claims. You leave with justice and on your terms. Now let's consider a different story. You're fed up and you quit without a plan. Now you try to hold your employer accountable. They say you left on your own. It's harder to win your case and get the money you deserve. In this video, I'll explain why staying at your job might be the key to protecting your rights. First, let's focus on why employers want you to resign. Companies like it when employees quit because they don't have to worry about a wrongful firing claim. They can say you left on your own, which makes your case harder to prove. They don't have to deal with someone in their company who is complaining. Next, let's focus on the difference between constructive discharge and wrongful termination. Constructive discharge means your working conditions were so bad that you had no choice but to quit. It's harder to prove than being fired. To prove constructive discharge, you must show the work environment was so bad that anyone would have quit, and your boss created or allowed these bad conditions on purpose. Now, what are the risks of quitting without legal help? Quitting can hurt your chances of winning a case. Here's why. You might lose money you could have gotten, like back pay or emotional distress compensation. Your case is weaker because your employer can say that your quitting had nothing to do with work issues or discrimination. It's harder to prove your case in court, which hurts your leverage in settlement negotiations. Now, why staying employed helps your case? If you stay and make complaints with the help of a lawyer, you can gather proof of discrimination or harassment, show your employer ignored your complaints, build a stronger case if your employer punishes you after you complain. By staying, you make it harder for your boss or your employer to avoid responsibility. So what steps can you take to protect yourself while you're still employed? If you're in a toxic work environment, a lawyer can help you protect yourself by helping you save emails, performance reviews, and notes about what's happening, working with you to write down dates and details of important events, showing you how to mark your notes, quote, for my attorney to keep them private, and explaining why this matters, helping you write complaints to protect your rights, guiding you on how to follow your company's rules for reporting discrimination and handling investigations. So I'd like to share two examples of different cases involving constructive discharge. In a recent case, a nanny found a hidden camera in her bedroom, quit right away, and sued for constructive discharge. In that situation, the federal judge said that the nanny's case could go to trial. It often takes extreme situations like the one that happened to the nanny for a case to make it to trial. In another case, a manager quit after being treated unfairly and overworked after complaining about race discrimination. The court said quitting made it harder to prove his case and dismissed his claims before a jury could hear his story. By quitting, he missed his chance to hold his employer accountable. Now, I want to focus on the emotional toll of support. Staying in a toxic workplace can be really hard, but you're not alone. Talk to a lawyer to learn about your options. These talks are private and you don't have to take legal action, but gaining information about your rights and options is essential to figuring out what's best for you and your family. Now you know why staying in your job can help your case. Don't face workplace problems alone. Visit our website to set up a free consultation with an experienced lawyer. Click the link in the description to start protecting your rights today.